If you're in a business-to-business setting, if your customers are other businesses, you have complicated relationships with complicated organizations typically. And getting feedback that is useful for you is usually pretty difficult. In fact, a lot of organizations are resistant to using the Net Promoter System or something like it because people out in the field, the account management teams, the salespeople, the service people, tend to say, listen, I am so close to my customers. I know everything there is to know. Just ask me. In fact, they really don't want you reaching into their relationships and soliciting feedback directly from their customers because they want to control them. And in a way, that's a good thing because they feel ownership of those relationships. You want them to feel that way. How often is it that an account team gets absolutely surprised when an RFP gets issued and your locked up contract goes out to bid? It happens all the time in organizations. And a robust Net Promoter System can help you identify when the conditions are emerging that make that likely and give you an opportunity to intervene and head that off. Now, how do you do that? First, by treating this as operational relationship feedback at the individual level. Soliciting feedback from individuals within an account who are named and identified, giving them an opportunity to provide you feedback that they might not give to the people they deal with on a day-to-day basis. Two, by soliciting feedback from a much broader group of people within the organization than you might normally do. Now that requires a different kind of account mapping, identifying who in the organization plays what role, which ones are the decision makers, which ones are making recommendations, who does resupply, who's dealing with operations, which people are the end customers for the products that or services you're selling. And then finally, it requires rigorous follow-up. When you identify a customer within an organization who is a promoter, how do you deal with that? How do you solicit more thoughtful feedback from them and enlist their help in getting access to others in the organization that you need to get access to? When you find a detractor in the organization or somebody who has some kind of suggestion for ways that you could improve the relationship, how do you follow up with them? Learn more about what their feedback is all about. Put somebody on the task of improving that or repairing that relationship over time. For B2B, the Net Promoter System is at its most powerful when it is granular and specific and focused on individuals. In fact, in most B2B settings, we say, look, don't spend a lot of time on the score at the account level, the individual customer level, because that aggregated score at that level is really hard to make use of. Where the real power lies is in identifying individual human beings within a customer's account, understanding where you stand with them, why, and what you can do to improve the relationship.